Welcome back to Let's Play Blank Dream. Last time we found all of Ryotaro's mirrors. I'm going the wrong way. And this is going to possibly be the end of the game. At least the good ending anyway, the best ending. We'll be taking a look at the other endings later, but for now, it's time to find out how this story ends. Someone's there. Once there was a painter. He was known as the mad genius Rinzo Ushui. Huh? You know my grandpa? Wait, Mishiro. It looks like maybe she isn't aware of us? Rinzo had a wife, but he also had a relationship with a servant. With his wife, he had a child, Shinji. With the servant, he had a child, Tamaki. Rinzo's two children, born of different mothers. Huh? Tamaki was the illegitimate child of an affair, but because Shinji showed no interest in art, Rinzo's affection was often directed at Tamaki, who did not have an interest in the arts. Tamaki learned art from Rinzo, and given deep love, grew in the shadow of the Uzui family. But these irregular days couldn't last. When Tamaki turned 12, Rinzo's wife learned of her existence. Rinzo divorced his wife, but gave Tamaki and her mother the same love as ever. Thus far, no tragedy had occurred. But when Tamaki turned 18, Rinzo made an unforgivable mistake. He had a liaison with Tamaki, his own daughter, and impregnated her. Tamaki was deeply wounded and feared Rinzo, and with her mother, she fled from him. But the child she bore had done no wrong, so she decided to birth the child of her father. So Tamaki had a daughter. A daughter between parent and child. Tamaki thought she couldn't live a normal, happy life, but luckily, 2 years later, she had a proper marriage. Safely having a son with her husband, Tamaki began to get back on her feet. However, she never fully did. The mental wounds Tamaki had suffered went even deeper than she imagined. When her now-grown daughter with Rinzo began doing art at school, Tamaki's old wounds ached. It gave her flashbacks of Rinzo, of that fear she had of him. Tamaki struggled to give her daughter affection. It took all she had not to take out negative emotions on her. Tamaki's mind quickly crumbled under the weight. And one day, Tamaki killed her daughter. Tamaki fell to pieces. She came to feel animosity, not only towards Rinzo, but to all the Uzuis. Unable to see any hope ahead, she fell upon the despair behind. Rinzo died of natural causes a few years later, and while she had the right to his inheritance, she refused to take it. She wouldn't even let it go to the eldest son, Shinji. And then at last, Tamaki, who had kept living despite having broken long ago, met her end. when she learned the son she had with her husband had become friends with Shinji's daughter. You mean? Tamaki tried to take out Shinji's daughter, the Uzuis who dared come near her pure son. But when she drove madly down the road to kill her, she ran over her own son by mistake. Tamaki realized this was the end, so she took her own life to escape the despair. No way. That's so messed up. That woman's soul is now bound here. Unlike the other souls, the world is forcing her to be here. Tamaki's soul is now bound to death, so that she can't escape, but must face the facts. This is surely my punishment. I've gone for a while. I can't see or hear you, but I know you're there. I don't know who you are, but go now. Let's go, Mishiro. We shouldn't stay here any longer. Should we return to the usual place? With Tamaki's story, I realized something. Huh? You found a similar place past a mirror with Ryotaro's memories? I see. Then you should go there first. What I have to say can wait. That is seriously fucked up. Like, I wasn't able to follow that. I'm gonna have to, like, look back at everything all at once. Because I don't know, like, I got a bit lost. Like, I understand, but I just got a bit lost on who is who. Like, there's just so much. What is her name? Mishiro. I forgot her name for a second. Jesus Christ. Is Mishiro the daughter? Is Mishiro the daughter of her own grandfather? Is that what happened? Or was the child... Or was the child born... I don't know who was Rinzao's child, Ayato or Mishiro. I must have mixed something up. But I'm gonna go ahead and head down to the other door, because that was Misaki's cell. And down here is Rinzao's cell. Oh my god, this is really fucked up, and I don't like it. Here we go. Is that Grandpa? You're Rinzao. Once there was a painter. He was known as the mad genius Rinzao Usui. Rinzao's art was highly esteemed and sold for high prices. He had status and wealth. Grandpa, what are you talking about, and why are you here? Wait, look closely. I don't think he can hear us. Soon Rinzao married a woman. They had a son named Shinji. Rinzao preached the beauty of art to his wife and child, but they showed no interest in it. Rinzao's wife did not see his art, only the prices attached. Shinji, too, was taught her practicality. so it was only natural that Rinzao formed a relationship with a servant showing true interest in art. Huh? When Shinji was eight, Shinzao and the servant had an illegitimate child. Her name was Tamaki. Rinzao kept Tamaki hidden from his wife and Shinji, managing two families. But between Shinji, who cared not at all for art, and Tamaki, who adored it like her mother, Rinzao's affection went toward Tamaki. That came to an end shortly after Shinji went to college and Tamaki's existence came to light. Rinzao offered his wife consolation and divorced her. Shinji, already grown, kept the name Usui. A wise choice. He knew how to make a living. Some time passed after that, when Tamaki, who Rinzao adored as a daughter and student, turned 18. Rinzao made the biggest mistake of his life. He adored his daughter Tamaki so he had a child with her. Tamaki and her mother left Rinzao. They refused even money. Tamaki seemingly birthed and raised the child, but who knows the details? Rinzao was unable to hear it. It was a Yato, because he loved art, but his mother hated it for some reason. His mother hated art because of Rinzao. That's it. Right? That had to be it. Because Mizaki said that she accidentally ran over her own son, which was a Yato. Oh my god, it makes so much more sense. Oh my god. Nearly 20 years passed since that incident, and Rinzao died of illness. Nothing unusual, age comes for all. Shinji was the eldest son of the Usui family, set to inherit his fortune. But thinking of his final atonement, Rinzao passed on, leaving a will to give it all to Tamaki. The inheritance. So the boss was disputing with Tamaki over it. That man's soul is now bound here. Unlike the other souls, the world is forcing him to be here. Only the creator of this world knows why, but it seems some dead fellow has business with me. But, very well, to face my sin eternally is an appropriate afterlife for me. That's all. Sorry for the long story. Visitors are rare. I can't see or hear you, but I know you're there. Be well, dead one in soul. Let's go. There's nothing more here. Shall we return to the usual spot? After hearing Rinzao's story, I need to talk to you. What? Yuzu got her memories back too? Then it feels the story is coming to a close. Now let's return. Here we go. Should I end it here? I don't know if I should end it here or not. I don't want to though, because it could be just this could be really short. I'm just gonna keep going. So after hearing both those stories from Rinzao and Misaki, opening this door will lead to the best ending. So let's go through. So it did open. Now the path for you to take is clear. You just ended up saving our butts this whole time, huh, Mishiro? Without you, I doubt we would have found any mirrors. You have the right to know what I know. In fact, I want you to know. I need to talk to you. I know a thing or two about your parents. I need to tell you some things too. About who I am, and why I'm here, and about Tamaki's daughter. Wait, who is this? Get out. Don't meddle anymore. Give back my world. Run, you two, through the door. Whoa, was it chasing us? We'll talk later. Just run to somewhere we can hide. Oh, great. Yeah, I totally should have saved this for later. Hey, it worked. I guess I'll save again. Okay, let's get started. Are we safe here? I don't sense her chasing anymore. What in the world was that? I'm about to explain that. I know who that is. Say what? I'm Yuzu Hanasaki, a middle schooler who committed suicide at 15 at Mirror Lake. The reason I killed myself was, to put it bluntly, I met a girl I loved. Someone had killed her at Mirror Lake. It made me extremely sad. So I read all these books on black magic and killed myself to go to the afterlife. To die in the same place exactly a year later, it said that would work. I think it's a different afterlife than what the book meant, but ultimately I came to this world. But it seems there was something to be gained here. That girl, she always said she was someone who shouldn't have existed. I found it weird and wondered why it was. But I found out now. She was born between a girl and her own father, between Tamaki Hinohara and Rinzao Usui. That would explain the albinoism, because albinoism is a genetic mutation. But so Misaki's legitimate child with her husband was a Yato. That makes more sense. Yeah, okay, now I understand. Her very birth was taboo. That shadow was Utsuro Hinohara. Even as she is, I can tell clearly. Because my wish was to meet Utsuro one more time. Utsuro Hinohara. That's Ayato's sister. But to look the way she does now, I wonder what the story is here. But I can't just go away yet. I need to talk to Utsuro more directly, or my wish won't be considered granted. Give it back. That voice. Let's get moving. We can chat we can't chat now, so run. Okay? I love when all the pieces of a story fall together like that, and it's just so... Like, when the pieces fall together like that, you hear all this stuff. Like, you find out all this stuff throughout the game, and when it all starts to fall together like that, Jesus Christ, that is fucked up. Running, 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 running! I hope there's not a wrong path, because if there is, I am fucked. I'm fucked. No, like, ah, bullshit. Come on, this is the finale. We can't be dealing with this bullshit. Running away at the speed of sound. Don't know where I'm gonna go because I get lost very easily. There we are. Gonna go ahead and save again. Alright. Did we outrun her? Seems so. I don't think she's giving chase. I think the goal is close by. I don't know what'll be up ahead, so I just want to get this out. I'm Ryotaro Sengoku, younger brother of Chika Usui, Mishiro's mother, and subordinate of her dad, Shinji Usui. Okay? I knew about you a while back from a New Year's card Sis sent me. To be honest, I found you cute. Not exactly a romantic thing, of course. I was captivated by your latent beauty, I suppose. But when I asked the boss about you, I learned that you'd been glum and moping as of late. And I know why. You injured someone in middle school, and Sis kept you shackled ever since. That's right. My boss invited me over to your house, and I was honestly pumped to try and help you. It made me sad to imagine just a beautiful girl moping about. He says without a second of hesitation. No poking fun now. It's the end. Huh? But I died before it happened. We got caught in a fire at a building at work. A fire? Yes, I was with your father. After that, well, it even kind of surprised me. Partially by will, I became a soul and flew around to where you were, apparently. So for a year or so between my death and yours, my spirit was sort of haunting you. What? Oh, but I was hardly even conscious of anything. I just vaguely know that's what happened. For you see, ever since I saw your photo, I considered you someone beautiful and worth protecting. So even through death, I had the wish of getting to talk to you at least once. So that was your wish. So it was. Thus it's been granted. By following you, I wound up in this world. In this world, my unrealized wish came true. In fact, the moment I became aware of my wish, I felt I could free myself from this world any time. So you're going. Well, I've come this far. I'd like to see out your story to the end. Mishiro, the harsh circumstances you've had, and the fact that you're dead now, I don't feel like it's irrelevant to me. I can't say don't blame your parents. But I just want you to know, I can't force you to understand or sympathize, but just know. Your father worried over and regretted how he spent less time with you. He wasn't just weighing you and the inheritance on a scale. Your mother was working with your father to obtain proof that the Usui fortune belonged to them. Maybe she failed to control her strength properly. Maybe she wasn't calm. But she had no ill will, I'm sure. I'm sure after the boss and I died, she endured the sorrow of losing a husband and brother, and fought for her family. Your father and mother might have been clumsy, but they weren't cold-blooded. I just want you to know that. It's probably too late to say now, though. Let's go on ahead. This is a door you're able to open. I'm sure there's something important to you in there. If you're telling me that, then where should my wish to erase my existence go? I'm guessing Utsuro is chasing Mishiro because she feels like Mishiro is the cause of her brother's death. He was the one that got himself killed, saving Mishiro, and I guess Utsuro feels that Mishiro is responsible. All these names are so hard to remember.